And now I started to decide that, you know what, whatever that he posts, I'm going to post my story under all of his posts.
Whatever he
Yeah.
responds
Yeah,
to.
because they were posts, like this guy on TikTok, there are posts whereby he's promising people to join certain things, then they will get this, and he's also in deals of millions and what. But then, how would someone trust you that you can be able to be in a deal of R1 million if you can't even handle a deal of 12,000 rand?
12,000 rands.
What makes it difficult for a 12,000 and makes it easy for a
A 1 million.
million
More
rand?
temptation, most.
Because obviously, there was no way that you can just take chances with 12,000 and just run away knowing very well that it can mess up the million that you want.
Mm.
So I think somewhere, somehow, sister, like I don't even know. Because some people they say to me, maybe he might be going through financial problems. But then I said to them, even if he might be going through that phase, he was supposed to talk to me and say to me, my guy, I've got a challenge, maybe I don't have a transport. Even the other people, they would tell you that whenever I book them to come and perform, if they don't have transport or something,
Yeah.
I do consider that thing and try to help them. There was a time whereby I was doing the other wedding that I was doing. There was an artist from Midrand. There's a lady who sings with Master KG. She told me that, you know what, I'm still a student. I don't have transport. Then I said to her, then what are you thinking? Then he said, no, I'll take Uber or Bolt to come to Suitability Gardens. Then I said, no, man, that's going to be unprofessional for an artist to arrive that way. Let me rather find one of my guys to bring you that side. We're just going to provide the petrol. Then the groom said, no, if that's the case, let's put petrol for your guy. Then they will bring her. Then they brought her to the event. She sang and sang. Then afterwards, then she left.
But how would he have financial problems? He just received 6,000 like 2 days before.
Sister, you know, somewhere, somehow I would say uh, there's something called pride. I think some people, even some celebrities, there's this thing called fake life. You know, sometimes there are places where you know that I can't fit. I need to reserve myself for things that I can fit into. Like now, on my position, you cannot expect me to go and buy a table in a summit whereby they say a table is 25,000
Mm.
and just want to fit in within those people whom I don't even know where they get their money, how do they do them. So somewhere, somehow, I think he's living a life that is beyond his budgets. Because now, if from Thursday to Saturday he doesn't have anything at all, if he was much reliable, he could have maybe reserved at least 2,000 rand for petrol or for transport to come to Limpopo. Even Uber to Limpopo is not that expensive. It could have taken him from Gauteng to that side, or even ask somebody who does Uber, that guy, can I please put petrol and give you maybe 2,000 rand? Then you take me to an event, then you're gonna come back. It was gonna be a checking for the whole day for that person. So unfortunately, he did what he did, of which you don't know the reason why he did that. And he's not remorseful, because if it was somebody, you know, like with me, even if I wouldn't say I'm not perfect, there might be skeletons that would come within my name, that okay, Prince is like this, is like that. But I'm very much remorseful, and I do respect the client. If there's something that happens within me and the client, there's not even a single day that the client will tell you that I've avoided their call. You know, once you pick up the call, it shows that you are remorseful and you understand and you take full responsibility of your mistake. So it makes it easy even for the person to understand that, okay, maybe it was a mistake, because this person, he does accommodate me on the calls. Then he does explain whatever that he's explaining, rather than blocking. Once you block me, that it says a lot about you, that you don't want any communication. So that means you've taken the money for your own things. So you don't want anything to do with me anymore.
Oh man, I mean, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Hey,
Exactly.
it pisses me off. I think also just because I'm someone that like I'm very strict when it comes to service provision.
Yes.
I'm also very strict when it comes to communication, I try my best, you know. I mean,
get you.
you guys were supposed to come here at 1.
Yes.
I saw that 1 o'clock, definitely I won't make it.
Yes.
So I communicated, can move it to 3.
Yeah, they told you
Last
so.
night.
Yes.
So even you know, my days planned. I'm not gonna go there at 1. I'll get there at 3, and then we can be able to shoot. There will always be things that are out of your control.
Exactly.
But anything that you can be able to control, at least try your best. So I also have an issue with people that are unprofessional.
You know, like with Aaron, like I'm very much disappointed. I don't even want to lie, because the groom called me on Friday. Then he said to me, "How far are you?" Then I thought maybe he wants his videos and other stuff, because I told him that I'm still waiting for the photo books to be delivered so that I can give you the whole package. And he said, "No, I'm not talking about the books. I'm talking about the money." And now you can feel that now the tone, it's no longer the same tone, because now it's in a manner that I want my money. And now to them and to me, it seems like I stole their money. Where else I was providing service and I was planning sometimes whenever you're planning events or you're planning weddings, you get paid a lot of money. Wedding planners, they get a lot of money, because remember, we communicate with our service providers. We even negotiate on behalf of the clients, and we make sure that everything happens. But then in my case, I didn't even ask for even a single rent from them to pay me, because I knew that I'm actually helping them. If I transferred them to a wedding planner, maybe they could have demanded 30,000 or 40,000.
They charge.
They charge
and
a
they
lot.
also, like Aaron says, I'll discount 12,000 because they will
Yes.
still go and say 16,000
Exactly.
and still coin another
amount, you understand?
you
So-
were really just trying to.
So with me, I was actually going beyond the limits, because I was negotiating and even being too transparent to them, because everything that I did, I would talk to them immediately and show them. And I even told them that, you know what, whatever that you agree with a service provider on the side, let me know, so that maybe certain things I would be able to encounter them later. Because if you do something that I don't know, then later you tell me, like for example, let's say maybe you want to buy a shoe, then instead of going to main lane, you go to Mall of Africa. Those are some of the things that I said to them. You can just ask me, then I can just do the runarounds for you, because I know you are very busy. Then I can go there and call you. Whatever that I did for them, I was actually doing a call, each and everything. It's either I'm buying alcohol, I would go to Macro and get the whole bill, then shoot the whole bill and send it to them that, okay, this is the bill, these are the items. Then it's either you send the money or I can pay. Because even like on Thursday when I paid Aaron, I went there, the alcohol that we bought there, I think it was around 18,000. You won't believe that I took my own 18,000 to pay for the alcohol, because I trust them. I knew that we are a family. I said, let me just pay for this alcohol. Then once you are settled, then you can just send the money, because I know that you are busy. The wedding is just a day apart. So you can just relax, then you'll give me the money. But then I did everything that I did. So now Aaron has messed up everything, has messed up my name, has affected us. Like whatever happened affected every service provider. I don't know about the lady emotionally, more especially her expectation for her
Her
anniversary.
birthday.
You understand?
Oh,
and
man.
with us as the Black society, sometimes we do things going all out to make sure that this is my last event or something. I'll never do something like this. So like I keep on stressing, like to ask myself, how is she coping now? Because I can't even communicate with her.
I mean, you know, if let's say she watches this video, that's your camera right there. Like, what would you say to her?
No, you know what I would say to her, because I normally called her Mama Zal, is that my intention was to help you. And it was not money related. I did that thing from my heart. And I wanted to do that thing as an appreciation for what they did for me while I was still at school. Because they've made life easier for me. You know, like sometimes there's something called a home away from home. That was just like that. So they've made our life easy, because it was not only me, it was me. Then they later took my cousin in. So I was staying there with my cousin. They didn't have a problem. Even a friend of mine, he came there to stay with us. They accommodate all of us. So now the thing is, I did whatever that I did for them. trying to show them how much I appreciate them and how much I was willing to make sure that whatever that they wanted happens according to their plan. So unfortunately, you cannot oversee everything. Only if I knew that Aaron will not pitch, I could have opted for somebody else. And what I can tell you, the funny part, I've got a lot of celebrities that are calling me who are being MCs over the weekends on different weddings. They called me and they said to me, you know what? We are calling you because we are worried about our own reputations. Because now what Aaron has done while he's a well-known person, it's going to affect us also. Because now people will start to think that all the famous people or the celebrities are not reliable. They called. Even over the weekend, I told Tammy that over the weekend I met some guy. He used to act for Movango. He said to me, you know, I'm very much disappointed in that guy. And the same guy, he called me when I did the post. He said to me, what happened? I told him. And he said, my bro, you know what? I'm very much disappointed. I didn't think that guy can do something like this. Then I said to him, I'm very much disappointed as much as you are disappointed. Because I had hoped that he will come and deliver. And the reason why I took him, it was because of they wanted somebody who was multilingual. And he was the one who was available because the other MCs, they were all booked. But unfortunately, he didn't grab that opportunity.
And maybe there is a reason why he was available.
Exactly.
And the other ones were booked in a busy December.
You understand?
I am so disappointed in
So
Aaron.
that was the reason. So they called me and said to me that, you know what, we are very much disappointed. You know, like some people, they are very much honest. You know, there was a time when I booked Matima. I called Sister Matima, then I said, Sister Matima, I need your services in PT2 if there's a wedding. Matima was going to work with their group, their gospel group. I don't know what they call it, with Mr. Benjamin Dube. Then she said to me, I'm performing in Polokwane. And when I'm calculating the distance from PT2 to Polokwane, I won't make it. I don't want to lie to you. And I don't want to take chances. You rather opt for somebody else because now I don't want to disappoint you, more especially for a wedding. If it was another event, I would have said, let me schedule my time. I'll perform later somehow. But then now for a wedding, let me rather not mess up your things. It was simple as that. But then now with Aaron, I don't know why was he not transparent to us. You know, even if he told us in the morning, even if he sent me a message and switch off a phone and tell me that, you know what, I'm not going to make it today. I'm having a life-threatening emergency or something. At least we were able to know that now we need to get an MC.
Yeah, you would have had to something.
Exactly.
Something.
And now the thing is, now the groom tells me later on that, you know what, there was a lady there at the event. She was impressed with how you were holding the program. Obviously, it should be easy for me because I do weddings. I know how to speak with people and I know what they want, and you can check the audience, how to communicate with the audience. So he said to me, there was a lady who normally directs the programs for weddings. She was impressed, but then she was disappointed to realize that you were not actually the MC. Then he says to me, only if we knew on time, we could have told that lady to take over the program so that you can do all your things.
Yes.
So that we can, you know, now it's like we are having two problems. The MC that didn't show up.
And the video quality that wasn't what was promised.
Yeah, the quality was good because the guy that was working there.
No, not the quality of the equipment, because the equipment will always perform.
Yes.
But isn't it like the drone shots?
Yeah, the drone shots that they wanted,
like that?
we couldn't do them because I was an MC. The other machines, we couldn't use them because now they were inside the car. And for me to leave the program to go to the car, now it's going to mess up the whole thing. Like it's not longer professional.
You had to sacrifice your job to save what Aaron's responsibility.
Exactly. You know, if I didn't pay Aaron from my account, I could have opted to do my duties without even compromising. But then now I was stressed that I'm the one who sent this guy. Because I went as far as going to FNB, and I even reported. FNB gave me a case number for what he did. So I told him that it was a fraud. Because he gave us a fraudulent, he did actually he sold us something that is not there.
Yeah.
So I told them, then they said, no, we're going to open a case for you. Then they did open the case. Then I went to the police. Then the police, they said to me, do you know Aaron personal? Then I said, yes. Then they said, no, it's a civil matter. If you know him, it's a civil matter. You cannot open a case. Now it sends you straight to the court. Then I told the attorney guy, the one that wanted to sue him, he said, no, I can take over this thing. Only if we can know where he is. Because even some other guys, the other guys that I worked with, there are a lot of shows even at Moja Love. They said to me, we can quickly help you, and only if we can know where is Aaron, we can help you to trace him down.
So are you looking for Aaron right now?
We need Aaron to pay the money. I don't care about Aaron anymore. You know, like my sister, I told myself that even if they would say there's a program whereby there's no MC, I'd rather take a random person to do that program than to take Aaron. You understand? A wedding is not like a birthday.
Yeah.
We get to do birthdays every year, but we can't do a wedding every year.
Yeah.
That thing comes after. Remember, these people, they got married, I think, in 1995 or 96. So it was actually their 20th anniversary.
This was really like their actual real wedding as much as it's their anniversary. But yeah, I do understand.
Yes. So now he messed up all those things. And by the time they were getting married, the kids were still young. They wouldn't even tell you about any memory that happened during their parents' wedding. So now they are old. They wanted to experience everything with their parents. Unfortunately, Mr. Moloisi.
I think you now sitting down and breaking everything down. Someone would say, "Are you crying for 12,000? It's just 12,000." But when you've sat and actually break down how far this thing has gone, you actually understand that it's more than just 12,000.
Exactly.
You need to put into account the cost of the whole wedding.
Exactly.
You need to put into cost the price of the people that took their time to come to this wedding.
Exactly.
The expectations,
Exactly.
This is so sad.
Because even now, like, let's say, as much as I said, I wish I can have that money to redo this wedding. I can be able to redo the wedding. But then the attendees, the people...
They won't be the same.
They won't be the same. And some, even if they would come, the mood won't be the same.
Yeah, that's
it's now
true.
We are acting. It's like it's now something which is being scripted. It's no longer the same.
True.
Exactly. So that's how now things are going. And now, actually, I don't want to lie, this thing is stressing.
But when you made that phone call and you were booking Aaron, the couple was there.
I was with the bride.
You were with the bride?
Yeah, I told her, she said to me, I'm struggling to get an MC and also the keyboard guy. Then that's when I said to her, you know what, let me just come to your place. Because I was around Pretoria West. There's a mall called Kwaga Mall. And I said, no, I'm just around here. Let me rather drive to your place. Then when I got there, then she told me that I wanted this certain person. He's booked. And I checked this one, he's booked. So that's when now he said, who else do you know? Then I said, I know Brother Lucas Khapula, the SABC news reader. Then unfortunately, Khapula was in China with another company. Then the other ones I tried to call, they were booked. Then that's when I got Aaron. Then when you got Aaron, then I called Aaron. The phone was just on the table, on loudspeaker. I spoke to Aaron. Then, like the excitement that, okay, now this guy is the celebrity guy, Madi Mecha, is now answering the calls. We are talking to Madi Mecha. He's promising to come to our wedding. So all of a sudden, then he doesn't pitch.
I think that the family should give you grace. Mr. and Mrs. No, I'm saying this, right? If you're watching this, I do think that you should give him grace. I'm not saying forget about your money.
Exactly.
I'm saying give him grace. Because everything was there. She also was there. She could hear you talking to Aaron.
Exactly.
The same excitement she had, you shared.
Exactly.
The same expectations you had, you shared.
Exactly.
You tried your best. At the end of the day, Aaron, what he did was wrong. Obviously, we don't care. But when I'm saying we don't care, we don't care about any excuse that he would say because he didn't even communicate. He went on to just block, right? But I think for me, because again, whenever I do these shows, I also try to say, we can't have 10 people sitting on this chair talking about the exact same thing. I'm not saying don't come if you have a story, come. But I'm just saying that if there is a family out there that is also going through the same thing, you understand? I think that as a family should also give the person grace, especially if you see that they really did it. They didn't intend to scam you. They didn't intend to anything like that. Even from the beginning, I can see this thing has really affected you a lot, hey?
That's true.
I can see that it has really affected you a lot. And it seems like what you even care more than anything is just the relationship that you had with them.
And you can even see, like now, remember driving from where I stay to come to your podcast? Those are costs
Yeah.
which I was not supposed to be facing now.
Exactly.
But now I'm putting fuels, I'm making sure that I come here so that I can say the side of my story. Because now remember, if something like this has happened, then you don't act upon it. It shows that maybe you don't care,
or you're compliant
or maybe
with whatever.
or maybe there's something that you're gaining. So hence now I'm taking all the steps to make sure that I get justice within the whole situation, so that tomorrow I'm not gonna be somebody who will be pointed with fingers that you once did this to our parents, or the same parents, they will say to me, you once brought your person here. You remember, you know, the funny thing with events, if you bring a service provider, he does good, it's their person. Once he mess up,
it's your person.
They say your person has done this and that. But then if he did show up, even the people who attended, they would have said, hey, Mutwali Naman.
Yeah.
Yes. They would have said that, hey, this person of yours, your MC,
Yeah.
what. But then now, as much as he didn't show up, I even think the guests, they even said to them, where's the MC of that cameraman?
Yeah.
Exactly. Because now, remember, I'm the link. I'm actually the equilibrium point amongst them. So they can only link if I'm there. So now it has painted me. And obviously, it's also affecting me and also my business. Because now the referrals that were supposed to be there from that wedding,
they were not there.
Yeah, because like now, even if they want to, they might have doubts that what if?
Ish.
What if? You know,
he gets another one that doesn't show. But I'm sure that that's just an Aaron thing, maybe. It's not, obviously, not maybe. It's not you, it's him.
Yeah, it's him, but then now to them, because their money came to my account, it seems like it's me. And remember, I'm the one who did the suggestion when they said they don't have an MC. You know, sometimes I would say to other people who are trying to help, sometimes going beyond, you end up becoming a victim where else you're trying to help. You know, even now I can just drive on the freeway going back to my place, find somebody stuck on the side of the road and try to help. When the police arrive, maybe they would say, no, this guy it's actually the owner of this guy or of this car. Maybe the car is stolen or something. Sometimes being too kind, you end up being a victim.
Being too kind is a problem.
Exactly.
I saw a story of a woman that was sentenced 15 years. I think they ended up feeling sorry for her, so she served maybe 3 or 4 years
Just
or something
imagine.
in jail. And her biggest crime, she saw a person on the side of the road hitchhiking. She gave them a lift. They had a bag. The bag
Exactly.
had drugs.
Just imagine.
And then when they came across a search,
Yes.
the lady said, this is not my car and that's not my bag.
Exactly.
The person she gave a lift to.
Exactly.
She ended up having to take the fall because it's her car. You understand? So yeah, being too kind, guys, it's an issue. It's a big problem.
But then now we cannot stop being kind because not everyone is the same as
You can
Aaron.
limit though. I've limited. I've seen that I actually will become a victim of so many things. And I won't lie, ever since I actually started saying, you know what is the advice I'll give you now? If you don't do it, someone else will.
I understand.
God will always bring people to his people. It shouldn't always be you.
I understand.
Do you understand? Like, that's a life lesson that I've learned. And ever since I live by that, even if I see you struggling, God will bring you someone. It will not always be me.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it has screwed me over in many ways than once, you know. But now, if Aaron is watching, what would you say to Aaron?
My sister, you know, like, yeah. Like I'm out of words. I don't know. I don't want to lie. You know, I wouldn't wish to see another person struggling because of such mistakes. But then, if this is what he wants, then that means he's the one who's killing his own career. I'm not killing his career now. I'm cleaning my name. Because now, if I'm going to sit back and say it was not my money, I don't care, I'm actually messing up my market. And tomorrow is not promised to anyone. My kids might not be able to get employment. Maybe the same company that I'm running is the one that they were supposed to survive from.
Inherit. That's how it's supposed to be.
You understand? And the other thing that Aaron needs to know is that I've got so much to lose from this mistake that he has done than he.
Mm.
Because I've got a family that I need to take care of. I've got families that are relying from my company for them to have a bread. So if this whole thing is actually messing up the name of our company, it's not going to only affect me. I've got almost 11 guys that I work with. So if out of the 11 guys, 4 of them are taking care of their families,
how many people are really getting messed up?
you understand?
You know?
So that's my biggest worry, that if I sit back, I might be able to survive because I know I'm a freelancer also on the other side. But then how about the people that I recruited, the one that I've trained to come and work with me? If the company closed down because of Aaron, or if my reputation is messed up, we're no longer getting clients. So that means now the company TPEC Media will be struggling through Aaron's mistakes.
So right now, let's talk about where are you with this case?
At the moment, I would say they gave me a platform to go to small claims court.
Ish.
And
Where I hate small claims.
and you know that it's a process. And while it's a process, some things I can't disclose here.
Yeah.
Because they are a bit sensitive. But then, hence I'm saying I want to meet Aaron. If I can meet Aaron, or if I can know where Aaron is, I'll have a solution to what is happening.
I will put your email address, or do you have phone numbers that are public?
My numbers are public because they are for the business.
For the business. I'll put your numbers here.
Yeah.
I'll put his number somewhere here. If you know where Aaron is, send a message there secretly. Help. Because I don't see a reason. Aaron, if you're watching this, contact him, unblock him and contact him. Because you can't run.
That's the problem. You know, like the other thing is that maybe he might be taking advantage of me, not thinking about the family of the groom, the sons, and also the brothers of that guy. He doesn't think that maybe, because remember, he knows me, but he doesn't even know the face of the groom.
Yes.
So what if he meets the groom, then the groom acts upon whatever that happened?
It's an angering situation.
Exactly. Because now he's hiding away from me, not from them, because he doesn't know them. He
doesn't even know them.
Even if I can post 20 pictures here of all the weddings that I did, he doesn't know which
one he didn't come to.
Exactly. And remember, on Friday, he asked me, he said to me, can I please know what kind of clients are those, so that I know how to prepare, and the dressing code and what. That's one of the voice notes that he said to me, so that please send the money, because I quickly want to go to the Malawian guys so that they can quickly do a shirt for me, so that
What time did you send him the money?
Sister, I think it was in the afternoon, maybe around 2. Because I was in Brakpan. There's a macro in Brakpan. I was at that macro. It's in a place called Lechville.
Which also shows incompetence from his side. Because remember, this 6,000 was the second payment.
Exactly.
He had the first 6,000.
Exactly.
If he really intended on wanting to look good, he could have used a portion from that 6,000 to go to those Malawian guys and asked about the attire then. That just makes no sense.
And now the thing is, some people, they would say to you, Prince, just leave this thing, man.
No, you can't.
Then I say, no, I don't mind leaving this whole thing.
Send 12,000.
Can you send the 12,000?
Yes, 1,000%. It's easy.
Then somebody would say to you, man, 12,000 is nothing for you to be going all.
Send it.
Then I said, no, just send the money. Then I pay back these clients. Then we are sorted.
They never want to send the money.
Then when the moment you tell somebody that 12,000, it's 12,000, that's when they realize that it's not just peanuts.
When you say send it from your account.
When you send.
Yeah. People are always okay with you losing 12K, but not themselves.
You understand?
That's the rubbish thing that actually happens. That makes no sense.
So I told them that, you know what, this money, as much as you feel bad to take it out of your account, that's how I feel for me to take it out of my account to pay for something that doesn't
happen. Exactly. That's how the groom and the bride feels, having to pop up 12,000 for nothing.
Exactly.
That's really
And just imagine, even I even feel like if maybe it was money that was used to maybe help somebody on a serious thing, I would have understood. Maybe I could even have said, let me just refund it if maybe we're helping somebody on something or school stuff or something. But then now just giving somebody that money to run away without even knowing what is he doing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was
really...
the main problem. And my sister, I don't know how people, because in December, some of my guys said, can you drive and go to Khadi, because they said he comes from Khadi in Limpopo. Then I said, but what are we gonna do when we get to Khadi? Then they said, let's go and find out where's the family of Aaron. Then I said, but then it doesn't help, because even when we get there, what are we gonna do? If we get there, we get an old granny. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Because if she pays us, even the other victims, they will also want to go there to get the money. So it doesn't help. Let's rather get the guy and try to see how can you sort it out. But then one thing that I will tell him is that, Aaron, I didn't grow up in the suburbs. I'm from the location. I'm as rough as the guys that are rough in the location. The only difference is that I'm no longer staying in the location. But I can do what the guys can do from the location. So it's just a matter of time for us to meet. And maybe that's when he will see that I'm not the person that he thinks I am. Because sometimes, sometimes whenever you are laughing or doing some things, people, they just think that maybe that's how you live, but it's not the same way. As much as somebody would say that you are a good person, somebody will say you are a bad person. There are people who know me as a very bad person. Then there are people who know me as a good person.
And they both know the real me.
Exactly.
I'm who you want.
Exactly.
My reaction is based on who
what
you want.
do to me.
Whoever you want, you can get an angel, you can get a demon, you can get Satan.
Exactly.
If you want.
So
you choose.
That's how it is. But then with the 12K, he needs to get to make sure that we get it back, because we're not gonna let this thing
I'm so
sink.
disappointed.
I'm very much disappointed.
So
I don't want to
disappointed
lie.
in Aaron.
It's
so disappointing.
People were very, very, very disappointed, saying, but Madi Major, this guy, we loved him so much on the Queen. All of a sudden now he's messing up.
And what pisses me off is 12,000 is a lot of money.
Exactly.
But Aaron, for 12K,
you can mess up your whole future.
Your whole why?
So that's the thing. So we don't know what's happening. If maybe he called or he said something, we would have said, or maybe told the groom that let's just give him time to pay back the money. But then now it seems like he doesn't care, because he blocked me. He doesn't pick up my calls. And the funny part is that even if he runs away, we might book him with a different person.
1,000%. Getting a person that someone that is into the services is so easy. We can book him and tell him that we've got an event. It's a corporate event. Can you please show up there? He knows that corporate, they don't pay instantly. Then he will come there prepared. Then he find us there. Maybe we are there with the police or something. Then we said to him, can you please give us the money? I'm just so disappointed in Aaron. I'm really just so disappointed in him, Shem. I don't want to lie, my sister. Like, honestly speaking, I wouldn't wish anyone to struggle because of such steps that I'm taking. But then I also don't want to see my kids struggling because of somebody messing up their father's reputation. Because I've got like sometimes I even feel like maybe Aaron has got nothing to lose as much as I am. Because I've left the family where I stay. Aaron is a bachelor. He goes alone. He doesn't, you understand? Yeah. So he knows that there's no kid that will be crying and saying, Daddy, I'm hungry. So with me, if things go the other way, then I'll be having too much responsibility to try to cover. 1,000%. No, I'm really so sorry, man. What would you like to say as we close? My sister, for me, the first thing I would appreciate this opportunity to come and say whatever that I had said from the beginning. Then secondly, I would like to appreciate, there's a guy, like sometimes God just send you angels that you don't know where they're from. The guy Tammy, the one that brought me here. That guy, I don't even know, but... Wait, Tammy is the one that works for... Is it him? Tammy is the guy who brought me here to this podcast. Is this Tammy? Yes, that's Tammy. Oh, hi, Tammy. You understand? Tammy is the one that contacted me. Yes. So Tammy is actually the guy that firstly called me. Then I thought he was Aaron's friend. He was trying to cover up for Aaron. He's definitely not Aaron's friend then. But I realized now later that no, man, this guy, he was actually trying to help Aaron to get out of this mess. Because he said
You know, I'm very much stressed about this guy because I'm in the media space. If somebody wanna mess up his reputation because of 12,000, that's too much. You know, sister, you can lose money, but you can always bet on
Get it back.
bet on other things and win it. But then trust is very much
Once lost
expensive.
is very expensive and very difficult. I would say sometimes almost impossible. Because you can never really trust
There's no
somebody
way.
that has once disappointed you fully.
Sister, I worked with guys like back in the days. I worked with guys from the inmates. I used to shoot graduations for inmates. They would tell you even when you are sitting down with them that, you know what, I'm gonna get out of this place. But then when I get to the community, no one trusts me. And remember, whatever good you do, they will never trust you. And whatever bad happens around you,
It's always you. You're always the first suspect.
Exactly. It will firstly point on you before it can go to the main perpetrator. So I don't know. But honestly speaking, what I need is justice for the clients to get their money back. I just hope that if God can give them maybe money to do something else, I think this time I'm just going to do it without even charging anything. Just to show them that I'm not a crook. I'm not a scammer. I've been doing this thing for the rest of my life. I started doing photography at the age of 10. So now it's almost 25 years in this industry. So how could I scam somebody 12,000 that I've done it a long time ago? So
no, Aaron, do the right thing, man. Like if you're watching this, do the right thing, bruh. Like you can't do that. You can't do that.
you understand? So that's one thing that I wouldn't wish for anyone to be labeled as a scammer. I'm running a business. Even me on my side, I wouldn't wish anyone to label me as a scammer. Because this thing, it goes a long way. Remember, we are trying to build businesses trust that can be inherited by kids and to help other families to survive also.
Integrity is everything in business.
So
no, man, Aaron, just do
so
the
with
right
Aaron,
thing.
it's a different story. I don't want to lie.
No,
and honestly speaking, I've been plucking a lot of like artists, MCs. I normally give them bookings, and they will tell you that why are you different from other people? Because you don't demand anything. You just give us gigs. You never even called and said, "I'm giving you this gig. They are paying me 35,000 for 45 minutes set." Like I've never even asked even for a 10 rand from anyone. But then now this time around, I'm giving somebody business, then he's messing up.
Imagine.
So that's how it is. Then I don't know.
No, Aaron, just do the right thing.
You see?
And again, as we're leaving, I would like to say that if you're somebody that is into the service provision, please know and understand that when you let someone down, if you say, I'm going to come and you don't come, you mess up way more than that small money that they've given you. Even a refund is not enough.
Exactly.
You understand? Because you rob this person an opportunity to at least look for a different service provider that they're going to love. Now you leave them in a desperate situation where they have to just get anybody or somebody that they did not envision to do. You understand?
Exactly.
And people invest a lot of their money, a lot of time, a lot of hopes and everything. And they trust you with their money and they trust that you're going to do the service provision. And the thing is, he's good. So I don't know why he's doing this rubbish. Like, that's rubbish, Aaron. That's rubbish. Yeah, I'm so disappointed in you. So, yeah, as people out there, please understand, guys, that provide the services that you are paid for. Be professional about it. The same way that you accept that money professionally, go and render the service professionally. Okay. And if you're someone out there and you like helping people, maybe, just help in different ways. Don't stretch yourself too thin.
Exactly.
You understand? Because people are always ready to take credit when things go well, but they're always ready to throw you under the bus when they go wrong.
Exactly.
So that's something that you should always have in your mind. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for coming and sharing your story. Aaron, do the right thing. Just send that 12,000 because even that 12,000 is not enough for the damage that you have caused. But the least thing that you can do is unblock this guy, apologize to him, a proper apology, do a public video apologizing so that even the bride and groom will know that he wasn't part of this rubbish that you did. Like, it's so disappointing for someone like you, so talented and everything, and this is what you do. Hi, Shem. Anyway, ninjas, love you guys. Stay blessed. And I'll see you guys in my next upload. Mwah. Bye.